Well, I thought I would tell you about the story of Asa. I'm one of these people who is very adamant about neutering and spaying animals. Too many that are euthanized in shelters. I'm very partial to long-haired tabbies, Maine Coons, and short-haired white cats. I don't know, that's just me, I don't know why. There was one year, it was in the middle of February, so it was pretty cold. It was in Toronto, or just outside of Toronto, in Mississauga. Somebody put up a sign that said, found a white kitty, you know, free, do you want it? So I called the guy up, and he said, yeah, these people moved away. And I said, is the cat fixed? And he said, yeah, and you know, just come and pick her up. She's really sweet. She's in my garage because my two cats don't get along with her. And he gave me the impression that his two cats were, you know, a little bit antsy, which was the truth, because Molly, Asali's mom, was really, really sweet. But she was pregnant, and a couple of days later, maybe a week, 2 weeks, whatever, she had her kittens, and something terrible happened. When Asa was born, Asa came out, and the placenta wouldn't come out. Asa was the last born, and I called the Emerge clinic, and they said, well, try and pull it very gently on the umbilical cord, and just pull the placenta out. They said, you have to do this, otherwise the cat's going to go into a really high fever and die, and the kittens will die as well because they don't have any milk, and it's really, really hard to save newborn kittens. So I pulled, and the umbilical cord broke, and she started getting really sick. I mean, well, that's what they had said would happen, but we ended up getting a specific medication. My vet phoned every veterinarian in Toronto and Mississauga trying to find this specific medication, which was oxytocin. And we couldn't find it, so we had to get it from the University of Guelph, had it shipped over within 24 hours, and because it was, I don't know, narcotic or whatever, she wouldn't allow me to inject the cat with the medication. So I don't drive, and I had to take the cat on my bicycle 5 days in a row, and there was a box that I had on the back of my bicycle, plastic box, and she was very secure, you know, no problem, and took about 7 minutes to get to the vet's office. And it not only caused her to release her whatever was in her uterus, but it also caused her to release her bowels. And so I came home every day and had to hose down my bike because there was shit all over the bicycle. And then I had to keep her away from the kittens for an hour. And so the kittens were crying, and she was crying, and it was just really, really traumatic. And Dar was just a baby at that time. Shane had died, and I had Dar. This was before I got Bumbleina. And the kittens were born. There was a little tabby that was really skittish and frightened, and I don't know what was going on with her. She went to a neighbor 2 doors down, and there were 2 white cats. There was Asa and there was a female. and my basement tenant took the female. And then there was an orange tabby. Unfortunately, I think the orange tabby had a bad life. There was a girl who took the tabby and then told me that she was having some problems, whatever, and I wasn't able to financially look after the tabby, and I don't know what happened to him. I think he ended up in the Humane Society, which really breaks my heart. So Dar fell in love with Astley, and I ended up keeping Asa. So that's his story, and then he fell in love. I think at the time, yeah, I think Micmac was just a few months older than Astley, and the two of them just really, really bonded. Well, Micmac bonded with every cat that I've ever known. So, you don't want to look at me, Asa? Astley. I think he's just taking in the heat. I'm just hoping for the best, just like all of you are. We'll see what happens. Yeah, you're purring, baby, aren't you? I love you so much. Asa is a very giving soul. And very sensitive, too. I'll never forget how badly he suffered when Micmac died. He suffered as much as I did. Anyways, just another update. Bye. And thank you all for your condolences or your thoughts, your feelings. Yeah, we will cry if and when we lose Asa, and I hope it's not going to be very soon.